There we go. Look at us.
Oh,
Right on time.
so smooth. So
Just
smooth.
the smoothest
Just,
transitions in entertainment.
Just slides it right in.
In
Slides
all
it right in.
the smoothest transitions in all of showbiz.
I would think. I don't know who goes smoother.
Smoother tunes? Smoothest tunes in all of Sha. Should we have a...
Where do you rank this theme song as far as theme songs go?
It's above Knight Rider, right below A-Team.
I get that. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I think it's right there. Right above Knight Rider, right below A-Team.
Right below A-Team, for sure.
And so your top three.
Couple spots above Alf.
Yeah, a couple spots above Alf. It's... Now, should we have like a contest? Should we create a contest for the listeners to best lyrics to the Ramble?
Put lyrics to the Ramble.
Write lyrics to the Ramble theme song.
Wow.
Ramble at theramblepod.com. Eddie, if you want to enter,
lyrics.
I'm putting that for you too. If you want to enter, you would
sure.
have to also email. I would too.
I would. I can't call you or text you about it.
No, we couldn't do that. If you want to put lyrics to this, Ramble at the Ramble.
We don't put ourselves above the Ramblers. We are with
How
the
could
Ramblers.
we?
We
Well,
don't put ourselves above.
except when they don't do the 5-star rating,
Except when
positive
they
text
don't do
review,
the
and the
one
subscriptions. The one thing.
Fucking thing we asked them to.
That's all we're asking. That's all. 5-star rating, subscribe, positive text review. Email us, ramble at theramblepod.com or Twitter at Podcast Ramble 1, Instagram at Podcast Ramble, YouTube page Ramble Teeb. Again, we're not forcing alt-right Cody out. This is just past his bedtime. So we're doing this. We always promise to never do Ramble Radios after dark, Ramble after darks, and week after week. So maybe we can't complain about the lack of 5-star rating and positive text reviews until we look in the mirror and fix our own problems.
Maybe you're right.
I don't
Maybe
know.
you're right.
I mean,
Don't throw stones from a glass house.
That's what we're surely doing by doing these Ramble Radios that where Cody can't even have a chance to participate.
No.
I mean, my God. So today's going to be a special Ramble Radio. Is this big guy from WKRP molesting Dudley special?
It's a little bit from the bike shop. Big guy working on the bike shop. Let's go take a bubble bath. I mean, who doesn't agree to that?
Okay, so I know we've talked about this before. Optimus Prime getting killed, all the Autobots in Prime dying, and Decepticons, all the Transformers that died at the beginning of the movie.
All the G1 favorites that died in the movie.
And Dudley getting molested. Probably our two biggest, like, what the fuck is happening moments of our youth.
If I look back on my childhood and go, those are two defining moments.
It has to be.
My childhood.
What else could it be? It has
Dudley
to be.
getting boinked. And
Dudley getting boinked by big guy from the
taken out. I don't know. And it's like 1A and 1B.
It really is.
There's no distance between the two.
No, it can't be. It can't be. By the way, this is Ramble Radio, episode 466. And today, I think this is the perfect lead-in, is when we bring up Dudley getting molested and Prime getting killed.
Sure.
Pardon me. And that's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That's Lord. Eddie, you a big Lord of the Rings guy?
I never read the books.
Yeah.
I really dug the movies, the original 3 movies.
Loved them.
Thought they were great. Well done. I like the regular version. I like the extended version. Thought it was all great. Loved all.
The Hobbit movies, I was like...
Hobbit could lick my O-ring.
That was the Hobbit movies were like, what is this shit?
Like, what are you doing? Like, I was excited. I went at midnight for the Hobbit movie. I was excited. Dude. I sat there and I'm like, what is happening?
Like, what
I loved
a fall.
It. So I was so excited. Like, by the time I was done with that movie, when the second one came out a year later, I didn't even go to the midnight showing.
No,
I saw it a few days later in the theater, and then when the third one came out, I didn't even see the third one. I didn't even go.
Can I tell you what upset me the most about the third Hobbit movie was and this is just me being nitpicky fan, but I think it matters. I think it's like where you do, and look, I know we also have defended the cash grab film.
Sure.
The cash grab.
Sure.
This, though, was cash grab that harmed the source.
But you're altering the source material in a way where it's taking away the main point of the source material.
Absolutely, and one of the in I think the most egregious fashion, and that was in. I thought favorite is not a way to put it. The part in the Hobbit book that I thought was the most powerful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The Luke rejecting Vader. You know what I mean? That moment of what?
The moment that shakes you a little bit when you're like, oh fuck.
Oh god, and it was during the final battle when Bilbo gets knocked.
Arby's, right?
And Bilbo gets knocked unconscious, and if I remember correctly, he comes to, and like half those dwarves are dead now that he was with, and it's like for a kid's book, it's like, and what an amazing way to sum up how horrific war is. You fucking fall asleep, you wake up 5 hours later, half your friends are dead.
Yeah, and it's sort of it gives you it conveys the idea of war, of the suddenness.
Yes,
and the width and the randomness of death and war.
And then and then in this movie, part 3, it's like, well, how about here's 45 minutes where you just see it all, and it's like, well, you've just erased the whole
point of that.
The whole
scene.
Point is we don't need to see any of this shit.
Tolkien would have just written the scene if he wanted to write the scene.
If he wanted to write, he'd have been the fucking Orc King.
He wasn't just like, I don't feel like writing another battle scene. You know what? He gets knocked out. He wakes up. They're all dead. Fuck it. Let's go. Let's move.
I got shit to do.
Tolkien hated writing. Hated it. It was such a chore for him.
That's why, he never touched. That's why he never touched those stories again when he was done.
Right.
That's funny.
Done with it. He's like, I'm fucking done with this.
Which that motherfucker couldn't stop. Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I know. It's like that.
Literally, the one thing he doesn't over-explain in any of his stories is that battle.
And why do it in the movie? It was so stupid. And it was like, fuck this. And
could you imagine how jarring that would have been in the film had you seen Bilbo get knocked out?
Oh, and if it had just been a 1 2-hour movie or 1 3-hour movie.
But even if you've been watching these characters for these 3 movies that they did, and he gets knocked out and wakes up, and you see half the characters you've been on this journey with dead with no explanation. How jarring is that?
I think that was the most powerful moment. One of the most powerful moments in the movie Glory is when they come up the hill and then they just realize that they're all about to die. You see the cannons, and then you just see all the bodies being laid out. Like it was just like, like you're
like the people I was with this whole time. Now they're just being thrown in a ditch.
Had something like that had happened in this, The Hobbit, it would have been way better. It would have almost excused, but it was terrible. And so, but I love this shit so much. And I'll tell you the one thing I didn't like, but the only thing that I was like, was, but I get it. In the special editions, when the Witch King flies up and almost takes out Gandalf and then leaves when the army shows up, right? And then the woman kills him, right?
Yeah.
That was in the book. It wasn't like that. In the book, he runs away from Gandalf because Gandalf's like, "Oh, motherfucker, you want to do this shit?" Like he's like, he's like, "Are you really? You want to fucking?" And he's talking. It's Tolkien talk, but he's talking shit. He is basically doing a wizard version of, well, if it's all motherfucker, then it's on G, and like he's like, "We're gonna fuck. You want to fucking go?"
He's fucking Denzel Washington in what's in the
Training Day.
In Training Day. That's what he's like.
Oh, y'all motherfuckers. and so, but it still worked fantastically. And so this brings us to Amazon's Rings of Power, which is now 2 seasons in. And so what I'd heard was they were going to try to adapt the Silmarillion, which, God damn, I tried reading that thing. I was like, I could give a fuck. Tolkien, this motherfucker he couldn't put this shit down. He just started writing encyclopedias about this fucking, like, God, who gives a fuck about a spider that pops up 5,000 years? Stop it. The only thing the Silmarillion did was give, like, fucking Swedish death metal bands names. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, just like, God, what do we call ourselves? Well, look, he calls this spider Slorgengoth. All right,
just flip the pages and put your finger down.
That's what we are.
That's what we are.
We're Morgoth Dune. Okay, great. Like that was like that. Like, and so, but like I thought they were going to adapt the Silmarillion, but they did not obtain the rights to it. Right. I don't know how that happened. They spent $1 billion on this thing, but they couldn't get the
rights to the thing that fucking no one wants to read.
Like you couldn't. You're gonna pay $1 billion, but not get. So they're like adding shit that isn't. So they're like telling the story, but they also can't, and it's like backstory shit, and it's kind of interesting because it's about. And look, the first season it sucked absolute shit. The first half, like the first web, it's like maybe 8 episodes. The first like 4 or 5 are like, the fuck is this? And because everything looks like there should be the logo for the Trinity Broadcast Network at the like. It all looks like. Club. Yeah, like the 700 Club produced a film about the life of Jesus, and they're showing it to you in between their shit. And that's how it all. Like y'all motherfuckers spent $1 billion for this Benny Hinn shit. Like this is. But then it gets fucking great. The ending, the last 3 episodes are worth how corny and stupid the first parts are. Okay. They're like, oh shit. And I'm like, all right. So I was like, well, maybe season 2. Yeah. And season 2 is starting like season 1. And I've heard the same thing happens. I heard season 2 is just, and then, but it's like, right. How are you fucking this up so much that you can't give us 16 episodes where it's all quality and it's all worth and to spend $1 billion and the opening scene and this is not spoiling anything because this is shit that is not even covered in season 1. The opening scene of season 2 is so far the best part of it, and it's when Sauron, it's like way back when. And he's basically telling the orcs, "I'm your new king." And this is like way back when. So this is probably thousands of years before the events of the TV show, right? And this one dark elf betrays him, and all these orcs just put like 10,000 blades in him, and he just drops, and there's like this puddle of black blood, and he's gone. And then over time, you just see this puddle of black blood like start to become like this blob kind of form, and it starts devouring creatures that get near it. And it's like, that's a cool idea of how, that ain't the way you kill him, right? Like he's gonna cut the one way to kill him is to fucking destroy that whatever.
He's a symbiote. You need loud sound.
But that was the problem. It looked like Venom, the coolest thing, and it was like, this just looks like Venom. This is fucking. It's just like, and then what's also bothering me is one of the main characters. I guess the main characters are Sauron, Galadriel, Elrond, and some of the dwarves, but they keep focusing on Isildur.
Right.
Why? He blows it. Why do we need this fucking? What do we need to? It was like when if you lived in Pittsburgh, would you ever tune into the Neil O'Donnell story? If they were, hey, we'll make a movie about Neil O'Donnell. Yeah, he got us to the Super Bowl, then he blew it. Like, what is that? What you're gonna do? Like this? Why do I give a fuck? He blew it. Why do I give a fuck about this guy?
The Scott Norwood story.
Nothing about Isildur matters till you get to his fucking great fucking grandkid. Who gives a fuck? Jesus, they all fuck it up. It's a family of dipshits until the fucking last guy. You're just like, why do we see this? Like, it's just like, you're just watching the Washington Generals just blow it to the Globetrotters. Like, we're just going to film a movie about the forming of Washington before they get dunked on every 10 seconds. I mean, he got murdered by a bunch of orcs. Like, just 5 orcs kill him. He didn't go out
cool.
No.
He had the Ring of Power and let 5 orcs kill him. How do you have the Ring of Power and you let 5 orcs kill you?
So, this is the biggest question. Yes, he had the hit. First off, it was a lucky shot that destroyed Sauron. It was just
more
luck.
it was more of like a get away. It was
it was like
no.
Yeah,
he just had his sword out. And he's like no, and as he was falling backwards.
He's a fucking chump. He's a fucking lazy. It was a lucky shot.
Sauron bitched him, right? He punched.
He fucked his dad up. He killed his dad, and then he was getting ready to kill his.
He does the bitch like flinch, like no,
and then,
wait,
and then he wins. And then he can't
accidentally cuts off the ring of power.
He can't drop one piece of jewelry in a fucking volcano, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm good." And then here's what I never understood either. It's just the two of them. What's stopping the fucking elf from killing him and just dropping the fucking ring in?
If the elf knows what that ring is.
He knows. He knows how bad. What's stopping him from just being okay, fuck you. Fuck you, he comes out, tells him. He tells his family, God, I'm so sorry. We did everything we could.
The rocks gave way. And he slipped.
You can bullshit. You can be like Matt Damon in The Departed. I think Isildur deserves a Medal of Merit. You could just lie. Be like, oh boy, this guy went out like a hero. He was taking that ring. He dumped it in the fucking lava, but he just fell. What? Why? That's what I never understood. Why was Elrond? Wait, fuck him. Why is he so special?
Elrond knows.
He fucking watched it happen. He's telling the coach to throw the challenge flag when it clearly was not a reception.
He's what Mike Pence wanted Trump to be, or what Trump wanted Mike Pence to be.
Yes,
he did the quote unquote right thing.
Elrond pulled the Mike Pence. What Trump wanted Mike Pence to do.
He let him walk.
Stay king, gave him a throne, everything. Fucking ruined it.
Ruined it.
That's why that was the one thing I never understood. It was like, I was there when man failed. Oh, why didn't you do anything? You fuck. You could have.
Come on.
You could have saved.
It's not just man that's at stake here. You're risking everybody. Everybody's at risk now because you let this dude walk out with the fucking ring.
That's one of the issues I have with Lord of the Rings is there's a few moments like that. Like in the third movie when the fucking guy, the Sean Bean's brother, right?
Yeah.
When his dad sends him to go die.
Yeah.
And Gandalf has the balls to be like, your father loves you. You know, if I would have, I was like, hey, wait, you're the White Wizard. Hey, you can come help us. You know what I mean?
You got some magical powers, right? You could.
Wait, you can help us fight these fucking orcs. I would have just have seen Gandalf his talk is like.
Well, I just did some magic yesterday. It's a 48-hour recharge on the crystal.
Oh, any other day. Shit, your father loves you. He just whistles for that fucking horse to come get him. He's just like, he's panic whistling to get them. He's panic whistling for that. No,
I've got to get some more crystals.
I have some shit to do in the forest stuff. He's just panic whistling. Like, where's that fucking horse? Somebody get me the fuck out of here.
The tree people need me.
I'm sorry. The Ents have to
The Ents have business I need to attend to.
He keeps whistling for that fucking horse.
Where's that fucking horse?
Where's that fucking... They're all just sitting there staring at him.
Then he just starts running. He just runs. So much Ent business. So much. Gotta go. But so that's my only is like seeing the Sauron stuff is interesting. Yeah. But again, it's like, but they're all he's gonna blow it too. I mean, since Sauron's just like, what if it took Karl Malone 5,000 years to never win a title? Like, how many Western Conference Finals does he have to go to?
It's like if Karl Malone went to 10,000 Western Conference Finals.
Never got past the Lakers.
Sauron is just fucking Danny White for 5,000 years. He's just
fucking Patrick Ewing, just 5,000 Eastern Conference Finals.
So in a way, why are we watching these fucking losers? I don't give a shit. Fuck them.
I guess so. When you finally get to the king, the Return of the King, like, oh, there's a winner.
There it is. Finally, some guy got the fucking bling. Jesus.
Somebody broke through into this cycle of losers.
Your father loves you.
He loves you so much. It's business.
Ooh, guys, so you can help us. You're the White Wizard. You can help us. Yes.
I'm supposed to help the Ents. They're planning a picnic.
They're moving. Picnic. One of my Ent friend is moving. I told him I have a carriage.
Give him a ride to the airport.
He's trying to get. Somebody get me the fuck out of here. Oh Jesus! Well, what?
Where those fucking giant birds? Where's
that fucking moth? Give me that! Somebody, give me that fucking moth!
He's trying to whisper into a moth.
Give me the fuck out of here! Right
I got no reception. This moth has no reception here.
This moth fucking shaking it. Fuck. Oh, fuck me. Oh, Jesus. Well, my goodness. If you haven't subscribed yet,
I don't know what you're waiting for.
What a 5-star rating, positive text review. Now, here's the worst part. As fun as this was, we do have, and I'll let you know if Rings of Power, because I've heard it ends amazing. So
okay,
I'll keep it. But we're literally watching.
We're watching old 80s highlights of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Before they got to Jordan. Just waiting to fuck him up.
You're watching them win 50 games every year.
Just having to sit
just
there
to run into Jordan.
Just having to sit there Reggie Miller after Reggie Miller after Reggie Miller. Oh, fuck. Well, I do hate to do this, but we do have contractual.
Skeletor. We were talking about Rings of Power and how we're following the journeys of what eventually is one of the all-time great choke artists in fiction. Do you have any stories of some famous choke artists in Eternia fiction?
Eddie, that's a wonderful question, baby, and I'm glad that you've asked me that. I don't know about choke artists other than He-Man's mother when she's taking a cock in her mouth, or He-Man when he's taking a cock up his mouth, or He-Man's dad when he's taking a cock up his mouth. But, I was inspired by The Lord of the Rings. Did you know that? I actually read those books. Like, why don't I construct something of power that could, have where I could give it all the different races on Eternia, and then I would make the master one, and I would control everyone, that I'll be under my thumb. But I made it. It exists. But I haven't given them all as gifts yet. There's 72 little gemstones, is what I call them. They're not rings, they're gemstones. And one day I'm going to distribute them to all the races and creatures, even the cyborgs of Eternia, as presents, as a little olive branch. But the main one is going to be mine, and I'll control them all. I'll tell you the reason I haven't done it, Eddie, is, they make wonderful anal beads. And they're up my ass right now. So, I guess one day, and of course you've got to, and I don't know why you don't do it, because you have to take it, the same thing, there's a giant volcano that you have to go drop all these beads in if you want to end up stopping me. And the volcano, my goodness, it's the highest mountain peak in all of Eternia, and it's hidden. It's impossible to find. Go ahead and ask me why you can't find it, Eddie, because ask me where it is, this giant mountain range, where it's impossible to find, even though it's a mountain range. Ask me where it is. Go ahead.
Where is it?
He-Man's mother's pussy! You get it? Because the anal beads are still in me.
Cinesnob Cody. Jeez.
Let's get him on Rotten Tomatoes.
How of course Lord of the Rings turns into anal bead talk.
Of course it does. It's with him.
Cinesnob Cody, please. Eddie, where can all the fine folk find
5
you?
days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report, Tuesdays, Fridays, Ramble Radio, Wednesdays, Ramble Proper, and then also on Fridays, Not Today with Jen Sturger.
You know, my dick hole is so big, they also fit up my dick.
You can find me in the same Ramble places you can find Eddie and Cody. I'm streaming games most nights of the week. Retro Rocha on Kick and Twitch. Just my name on YouTube. We will be back next week. Have a great fucking weekend. We love you guys. Stay safe out there. Take care. And here's the theme song one more time.
Boom.
Look at that. Oh. Jesus. I never thought about until tonight that they're just the fucking Karl Malones of Sword and Sorcery.
Patrick Ewing.
And we're forced to watch a fucking show about it. Like, they blow it. It's like, is Aragorn like the Drew Brees of all this? Like, he finally got the Saints over the hump? He was, like, I mean, Jesus. Oh, boy. Remember, we're not done till that last beep.
Right?